chairman of Parliament's Mines and Energy Committee, Honorable Samuel Atta, in an interview with Joy News, revealed that President Akufo-Addo has directed the Volta River Authority to reduce energy exports to neighboring countries in reaction to recent intermittent power outages. The president's directive comes after Dr. Eliplima Petogbo, CEO of the Independent Power Generators Ghana, urged the VRA to halt energy exports and focus on satisfying local demand. Parts of the country have experienced irregular electricity supply lately, causing disruptions across various sectors and inconveniences for consumers. Tullow, Ghana, the Jubilee Field unit operator, and its partners, Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Cosmos Energy Ghana Investment, Petro SA, and GMPC Exploco, have signed an agreement to create a decommissioning trust fund for the Greater Jubilee Field. The establishment of this fund represents an important turning point in the management of the offshore field, setting a precedent for future decommissioning activities in the country. Using the global standard for responsible oil production, the decommissioning process will include dismantling and removing important infrastructure, including FPSOs, seabed flow lines, manifolds, suction piles, and wellheads, per industry best practices. The petroleum agreement signed with the Jubilee partners stipulates that a decommissioning fund will be established once 50% of the field's resources have been depleted. The East African Crude Oil Pipeline Project has inaugurated its coating plant in Sojo, in Zeka Tabora region, Tanzania, commissioned by Uganda's Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, and Tanzanian counterpart, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy, Doto Biteko. The factory will oversee the thermal insulation and coating of all pipe sections imported from China for the pipeline, allowing Ugandan crude oil to be transported safely down the 1,443-kilometer route to the Tanzanian coast for export. Following coating, the 18-meter pipe pieces will be sent to major camps and pipe yards along the pipeline course for final assembling before burying. Western European governments have attempted to minimize their energy reliance on Russia since the war in Ukraine began. However, when it comes to gas, they have progressively replaced the country's pipeline supplies with liquefied natural gas. According to a Reuters data study, more than a tenth of the Russian gas that was previously carried by pipeline to the European Union has been replaced by LNG delivered to EU ports. The rise is partly the result of discounts, industry and trading sources say. Private Russia producer Novatek last year sold cut-rate cargoes into the EU, rejected by buyers in other parts of the world, while state-owned Gazprom increased exports from its new Portovaya LNG project, offsetting its falling pipeline deliveries westward. According to EU figures and Reuters estimates, the increase in LNG has restored Russia's share in EU gas supply to roughly 15%, after pipeline imports from Gazprom had fallen to 8.7% from 37% before the conflict.
Visit EnergyGhanaMagazine.com for more on these stories. Energy Brief is proudly brought to you by Airport View Hotel. Energy Ghana Team. Local in focus, global in perspective.